Hey, happy Monday morning. This is Coach Gary from San Francisco Bay Area. I'm very excited about Global Networkers Association and the teachings and the mentorship that we're bringing to people that teach them in this new era how to build their businesses online using social media such as LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google Plus. Very, very powerful social media platforms. But this morning, I want to talk to you a little bit before we get going about who's watching this, our Monday Morning Mentor Coaching Program. And I'm very excited to tell you that we're getting between 30 to 60 people on our events every Monday morning. And the capacity here is only 100. So I want to let you guys know that you pop in 5-10 minutes early. I know I record these, but you're going to want to get on here at least a few minutes early, because we're going to start opening this up to more and more people. So I'm doing a lot of marketing right now in the areas of article marketing. I'm also, every one of these broadcasts now will have a written article behind it. And I've hired an IT guy, and that's going to be sent out to all the social media platforms. Also, we're inviting other people in the FGX family and my upline to join us on Mondays. They're going to be joining us. So we got other teams that are going to be joining us. So this will max out to 100 people very, very quickly. So you want to make sure you get your spot very early and you start taking notes, and we'll get this thing going for you. All right. So this morning we're going to talk about, is it important to set rank advancement goals? Obviously, we all know the answer to that. If you want to advance, of course it is. But a lot of people get confused between, do I set activity goals versus do I set results-oriented goals? What's the difference, and how does it affect me? Well, keep this in mind. When you set activity goals, and if you don't have an end result in mind, then you're never measuring yourself. You're never improving yourself. You're just doing the activities, you complete the goal, and you feel good about it. But it may or may not be getting you the results. So just really keep this in mind, that you have to set goals that pertain to results. Now, I'm going to talk to you about 3 bullets that kill people when it comes to building their network marketing businesses. And by the way, before I get deep into this, if you're in another MLM and you have joined this broadcast, this coaching session, you're welcome. You can invite your whole team. It's a public broadcast. I'm open to everybody, so I'm not closing it to anybody. If you're in sales, this would be good for you as well. So just keep that in mind. And if you want to find out the times and when we run these or any of my other teachings, simply go to 30minute, the number 30minute-millionaire.com and register there, and you'll be on my mailing list. Okay, and that's how you do it. All right. And you can also sign up on Google Plus, Google Hangouts with me, get in my circles. That's another way to do it, okay? So I just want to preference that real quick. If anybody comes to me that's on my team in FGX Express, where, you know what, and something happens by accident and they start talking to me and I don't know that you referred them, folks, let me tell you, I'm going to call the corporation and have them transferred right back to you immediately. So don't ever worry about sending your people here that Coach Gary's going to sponsor your people. That's not going to happen. All right, because I care and love you and want you to succeed, and that's why I do these. That's why I do these Monday Morning Mentor classes, to help you get going. So let's get back to the topic. All right, just want to make it very clear here. Okay, you're safe. This is a safe environment. Very, very important that we set both activity goals, but are really the goal that's very important. The one we measure, the one we improve by, is the goal that we set for results. Now, I call this breakthrough goals. Why is it important, breakthrough goals? Because if you set rank advancement goals, and I'm going to take you online and I'm going to show you some of the tools I've developed for our team, that rank advancement goals are important, that you get from point A to point B. Well, what happens if you set that goal and you don't make it? Well, this gives you an opportunity to go back and review your activities. Are they correct? Am I doing it right? Am I saying the right things? Am I doing my follow-up properly? There's 2 basic activities that we do in this. Number 1, we invite new people to look at our business. Number 2, we're going to follow up with those people to invite them in our business. So we're going to make new calls. There's 3 basic activities. You're going to be making new calls every day. You're going to follow up with the calls to bring them along, to drip on them, to give them the proper information they need to make the right informed decision. And the third goal is you're going to sponsor them into your business. Those are the only 3 activities you got to think about. That's it. You got 2 goals, and that's it, is to sponsor people and help them sponsor people. So One is learning to invite people, and the other one is mentoring people and teaching them how to invite people. Very simple process, folks. We don't have to complicate it. Okay. So understanding that those goals, when we set what I call breakthrough goals or rank advancement goals, very, very important. Now I'm going to give you an example of that. You know, right now I'm on a very serious, I've actually changed my whole eating habits. I'm doing more vegetables now, and cut out the meats and the milks and the sugars and the breads and the pastas and all this stuff that just keeps adding fat to me. I have got to drop 50 pounds. I'm in serious trouble with my back, my legs, and my hips. So, you know, I started this about a week ago, and I'm taking basically alkalized food. I'm really measuring the pH in my body and making sure my blood is right, and, you know, that my balance is right and all those things, you know, and I got to tell you, I set a goal to lose 5 pounds a week. Well, my first week, I only lost 2.5 pounds. But, you know, I looked at that, and I could say, well, I just reset that goal to 2.5 pounds and just make it easy for myself. Or I can go ahead and say, wait a minute, my goal is to lose 5 pounds a week. Now that's a very serious goal, you know, and people say, well, that could be very, very difficult. Well, did I exercise and walk that week? See, I can lose a pound a day if I do certain activities. If I exercise, if I make my, you know, my green shakes with my green, you know, power powder in it, you know, all of those things are important. And I stick to my guns, and I don't eat steaks and, you know, and all the other foods that have a high acid content to them. So, you know, there's some things that I can do in those activities to address those. So this week I'm very focused now, because I didn't make my goal last week. I just reset a new goal. I didn't change it. I'm going to keep it at 5 pounds, and this week I'm going for it. Now, if I get up to 3 or 4, I'm going to feel real good about myself, and I'm going to reward myself. Okay. So that's what goal setting is all about. But it helps you to become better at what you do. So just keep that in mind, that setting goals has a purpose, and that purpose is to improve you in your activities. Keep that in mind. I'm going to say it again. When you set goals, you're going to measure your effectiveness and your activities, and the real goal is how you're going to improve in those effectiveness and those activities. A lot of people get too hard on themselves, you know, and they set these goals, and they don't understand that this is personal growth, it's development, it's all the things that are important to hone you into a professional network marketing professional or expert. All right, so just keep that in mind. All right, so results-oriented goals are very, very, very important, and the process, and it leads us to finding out what we're doing wrong, tweaking it, fixing it, and getting better with our skills and our activities. That's all it is. Okay. Now there's 3 bullets here, and I made notes of them. You know, I got little notes here for you. 3 bullets here. I want to read them to you that really kill what I call these rank advancement goals, and I call them breakthrough goals for most people. And number 1 is distractions. We get a lot of distractions in our life that pull at us. Life just gets in the way. Okay, I'm sorry, you know, you got the kids to take to school, you got their homework to do, you got a meal to build. I feel sorry for the ladies, man. They got, some of them are working, taking care of a home, and then trying to build things, you know. I was like, whoa, okay, how do we do it? So distractions are really one of the biggest enemies, one of the biggest bullets that kill us to set goals and improve on ourselves, on personal growth. The other one is procrastination. We just kind of put everything aside and say, well, I got to have a clear, you know, runway for this, and I'm going to get this out of the way, and I'm going to get that out of the way. The only problem with that is that when you clear out one thing, another one pops up in the runway. You never stop clearing the runway. I'm sorry. So procrastination is one of those bullets that kill your success. And then you wonder why you're just not getting anywhere. You're not sponsoring anybody. That's one of the reasons. The other one is not productive time. You see, unless you understand what activities are going to create your income, we call them revenue producing activities, RPAs, revenue producing activities. Write that down, RPAs. Because if you're not focused on the right activities, you're not going to be, and you're not getting the right results. That's why a results-oriented guy or woman is going to be more effective than a person that focuses on the activities. They're both important, but the results is where you're going. The activities is what's going to get you there. So you need to focus on the results. Now, I had a coach one time that I worked with, and he helped me out a little bit, Steve Chandler. He wrote 10 New York Times bestsellers. And I want to share the story with you, and I'm going to get in the screen share, do some details. But this is the story he told me. When I owned a mortgage company at the time, And I got Steve on the phone, and he lived right here in Petaluma. And he calls me up and he says, all right, tell me about your to-do list. I was so proud of that to-do list. I said, Steve, yeah, look at my to-do list. And I read him off 25 points. He just got real quiet, didn't say a word. And I wondered, well, maybe I'm doing the right. I was so proud of those 25 to-do things, you know. And he said, let me ask you a question, Gary. He says, how many of those do you complete every day? I said, about half. I said, really? Let me ask you a question. Are you getting to where you want to go? I go, what do you mean? Well, let me ask you a question. Were you doing this last year? And I go, yeah. Were you doing it the year before? And I go, yeah. And I go, were you doing it the year before that? And I go, yeah. And then he said, well, are you any further along than where you were? And I thought about that. And you know, the truth was, I wasn't. Here I was doing all of these things. You know, I felt like crap because I didn't get them all done. I'd go to bed at night thinking, oh my God, I'm all stressed out. I didn't get it all done. You know, it's like crazy, you know. And then he said to me, he says, Gary, I want you to do something differently. He said, I want you to throw that to-do list away. I go, what? I cannot do that. Here it is right here. You know, here's my to-do list. See, I still do them. He says, I want you to throw it away. It's hard, you know, because you have this habit, you know, of doing it. I was out of the corporate world. To-do list was a big thing, you know. I threw it away. And he said, I want you to write down 3 of the most important things that you want to accomplish long-term. I said, really? And then said, I want you to set some milestone goals. Now, I call them breakthrough goals, and these are rank advancement goals, and we're going to get into that. And he says, yeah, I only want you to accomplish 3 things and focus on those 3 things a day. And I want you to do that for the next week. I said, okay, Steve, I'll do it. So I did it. Folks, I want you to look at me in the eyes here, okay? I never felt so good in all my life when I focused on those 3 important things and I got them done. Because what I did is I cleaned out the crap. I stopped the procrastinations. I stopped the distractions. I started focusing on the revenue producing activities, my RPAs, changed everything. Man, I became productive. Do you know I wrote our guidebook in just 3 weeks? Seriously. Most people would take 3 months to write a book like that. 3 weeks, man. I focused on what's important to achieve those goals. And I get all the crap out of my life. You know, Brian Tracy helped me with this. He said, Gary, I want you to write down 10 of the most important things you want to accomplish in your life. And I did. And he said, now the next day I want you to write them down again, but I don't want you to look back. I want you to write them from memory. And I want you to do the 3rd day from memory and the 4th day from memory and the 5th day from memory. You know, folks, this is crazy, but as I started writing these things down from memory, when I got to the end of 30 days, I did it in my personal journal. I had 3 things I wanted to accomplish in my life that were so important to me. What he did, he filtered out all the wish list stuff and he got right down to the things that were meaningful to my life. What a difference that made. I knew that I wanted to accomplish this. You know, one of those goals is to create a training, support, and marketing system, and I've already done that for Global Networkers Association. Even though we're only, 2 months into this, I have a huge vision. I'm excited about this company. I think that we're going to build one of the largest organizations for FGF Express. You know, I see 200,000-300,000 people in our organization. I just do. Nobody's teaching it like we're teaching it. Nobody's teaching it state of the art. Nobody's teaching it from a personal mentorship position. And that's what we're going to do. Now, here's another thing. When you start talking about setting goals and breakthrough goals, Brian Tracy wrote a book called Focus. And in that book, he said, if you take a concentrated effort on what you want to accomplish, so between Steve telling me to get rid of all the crap, you know, and all these to-do lists, which are not important, and just write down the most important things, and Brian saying, hey, focus on the 3 most important things in your life, and Steve saying, get 3 of the most important things you want to accomplish today, all of a sudden it just broke. First, there's something magical about 3. I don't know. Father, Son, the Holy Ghost, I don't know, but 3 is a powerful number. It's manageable too. So I just focused on 3 things I want to do today and 3 things I want to accomplish. What a difference it made for my life. I've got some amazing accomplishments in my life, and I'm proud of them. But I learned to get away from all the things that took me away from the most important things in my life. And by focusing on that concentrated effort, my skills got better. Yeah. Instead of being scared to pick up the phone, in the beginning, it felt like a 75-pound or elephant ears flapping in my gut. Okay, 75-pound weight. Now it's fun for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy getting people to talk to me. I am in control of the conversation. It's a very powerful thing. So just think about that for a minute, where you can get all that stuff out and focus on the things that are really important to you, that's going to move your life forward, and you become better at it and better at it and better at it. Do you think you might be able to start mentoring people around you and teaching them what you learned? Think about it for a minute. You see, there's two elements to building this business. You can go out and sponsor all the people in the world, but if you can't get them to sponsor, you ain't going nowhere. So momentum's not a mystery here. Momentum is creating a following that follows your teaching, you develop within yourself, and you help those other people develop within themselves. Now, here's the crazy thing. You're learning like on the speed of light, and you're doing all these things, and you're concentrating on the three most important things to you, and you're really setting your rank advancement goals, and you're concentrating on those results that you want. And you know what? Nobody else is in your organization. Why? You're thinking, I'm a lone guy. I'm the only guy doing it. Okay. Well, let me tell you the truth. Because when you set a goal to reach a certain level, and you understand that it takes other people to get there and you can't do it alone, you start focusing on mentorship, leadership development, and you start seeing things that you haven't seen before. And then you start realizing that it's 2 or 3 or 4 people that are going to run with you that are going to make you a millionaire, my friends. That's the real truth. So it's call it the 80-20 rule. That's what Brian Tracy puts in his book, Focus. But he said, focus on those people that want to do what you're doing, that have this same strong desire to do what you do. So don't worry about if Mary Lou doesn't want to show up, or she shows up 10 minutes to the meeting, or doesn't get on the calls, or doesn't return your calls, or never calls you. Don't worry about Mary Lou. Okay, I don't have a Mary Lou here. That's what I'm used to today. Okay, and Mary Lou's out there. She's watching. I apologize. Okay, but the truth is, don't worry about Mary Lou. It's just not her time yet. Doesn't mean that she won't come along, that she won't find the gold nugget, she won't see the light, she won't have a defining change or experience in her life. Of course she will. But maybe the timing isn't just right for her. See, so you want to continue with your goal, and your goal needs to say, I'm going to find 2 or 3 people that I can run with. I'm going to find those 3 people that are going to get me excited. I'm going to partner with those people. And together we're going to fire this thing up. 2 or 3 people can create an organization around here. I'm telling you, with thousands of people. 2 or 3 people, the power of it is incredible. And when you find 2 or 3 people to run with you, oh my God, it's incredible. Now let me tell you what I'm going to do to help you guys do this. I'm going to show you how to find the 2 or 3 people. And I'm going to do that today. I'm going to run a little over today. I'm going to tell you right now. Stay with me. This is going to be a very powerful teaching. Here's what I want to share with you. To find the 2 or 3 people, the biggest problem is getting people to have accountability to themselves because of the distraction, the procrastinations, the non-producing activities. Okay, those are the 3 bullets that kill you. To get rid of those 3 bullets, here's what you have to do. Number 1, you have to find accountability partners. It's not going to be with me, because everybody wants to prove themselves with me because I'm the coach. I don't want that. I want to be a facilitator. So we're going to start what I call inner circles. And what are inner circles going to be? Well, inner circle isn't about paying me more money. That's not what it's about. Inner circle is about finding those people that want to be accountable to their activities, that want to clear out the distractions, stop the procrastination, and start focusing and setting results-oriented goals, and start focusing on those, what I call RPAs, revenue-producing activities. Those are the ones that will come to those inner circles, not the wannabes, the people that are serious about getting it done. Now, why is it important? Because when you come and develop an inner circle, and we're going to start this pretty quick right now. Okay, I'm interviewing people for it right now. Here's what the inner circle does. The inner circle says, I'm going to be accountable to each other. It creates an energy. It's a lot of fun. Everybody loves it. High energy. Everybody's motivating each other. The inner circle isn't about complaining. It's not about squawking, whining, or crying. That's not what an inner circle is. And an inner circle is about uplifting each other, motivating each other, inspiring one another, getting excited for each other. You know, the wow factor, the raw factor, you know, don't call it hype. Everybody needs recognition. Don't give me that. It's exciting. So you get together in an inner circle and you take 30 minutes and you start out with setting your goals. And I'm going to give you the breakdown of what goals are important. I'm going to make it very simple for you. You're not going to have 10,000 goals. You're going to have 3. Okay? We're going to give you 3 goals. And then in the week, you're going to share those 3 goals. And you're going to share the activities. Did you meet it or did you not meet it? It's okay if you didn't meet it. The point is you showed up to the inner circle. And you're going to share it with everybody else. We're going to do it on Google Hangout. I'm not going to allow more than 10 people in an inner circle. And as the group grows, we're going to break it out. And there's going to be a leader in their circles and a leader in their circles. Why? Because I want to develop leadership. So each leader will break out and have their own inner circle. And that inner circle is going to be a group. It's like going, you know how the churches do home meetings? And you go to the church and, you know, and you got about 5 or 6 people. Or sometimes they grow to 15 or 20. I've seen them grow to 100 actually. But anyway, you have these Wednesday night, you go to your, you know, your Bible study in the home. That's a cool thing. And I've seen churches grow to 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 people doing that. It's a phenomenal growth thing, but it keeps you accountable. And there's a competitive nature to it. And I love that competitive. Susie did. Susie sponsored somebody this week. Oh my gosh, I better get on the game here. I've got to do it, man. If Susie's doing it, I'm doing it. You know, there's kind of a little competitive nature here. And here's another thing. You know, I'm going to be a, you know, facilitator. Now, I'm not going to teach or coach in the inner circle. It's going to be on the phone or we'll do a Google Hangout. It doesn't, we'll decide that. It doesn't matter. We can do it by phone, conference. It doesn't matter. Again, we're going to keep it small. What's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is this. People are going to get excited. And then I get to see, by listening to you guys share, engaging, having fun, what's happening. And then you guess what? You get a call from Coach Gary. Hey, Susie, guess what? You know, I was listening in there and I heard something I think I can help you with, you see? Because a lot of people, at times you're reluctant to call me. But, you know, I want you to call me. I want you to tell me what's going wrong. You just don't want to tell me what's going wrong, right? I want to hear it. So I'm going to call you up and say, hey, Susie, listen, I think if we tweak this or tweak that, we can get this going. He says, well, let me try that. Okay. Yeah, let's go beat Marianne. Okay. So next week you're trying that. And then you may call me up a couple of times. Say, hey, coach, how did I do? How did I do? Okay. So that's what it's all about. Inner circle is very powerful, but it's about you creating the energy and the dynamic and the fun, right? And a little competitive atmosphere and sharing each other what the goals were each week and what your activities were each week. So we're going to be starting Inner Circle here pretty fast. I just want to let you know that, okay? Well, I'm going to take you online here. I know I've taken some time to talk to you because I want you to understand basically what I'm teaching you today is to get the crap out of your life, set 3 significant goals that you want to achieve in your life, and set 3 goals on a weekly basis that you want to accomplish, and you're going to find this will work for you, okay? And I'm going to show you what they are. It's not complicated, it's fun. Okay, screen share, here we go. All right, here it is. Now, I got another 20 minutes here. I know some of you people have to go, and that's okay. And I don't mind if you go, but I just want you to come back and watch this video. Okay, here we go. Now, first of all, this is a roadmap to success. I'm going to use this. If you're in another MLM, you guys have it in your own compensation plans, and it's quite all right, but I'm going to use FGX's right here. Now, I want you to know to be a 1-star in ours that you have to, your personal volume, the QV means just qualifying volume. So let's say 500 points means $500. It doesn't matter. Okay, so basically here you have to have 500 points that week to do what we consider to be a 1-star and you're qualified. Well, our average shipping, okay, for our what we call smart order or auto ship is 100 points. So somebody, let's say, qualifies at 100 points. Okay, well, I know we have a minimum of 50, and you see that on the thing here, but when you're working with me in my organization, it's 100. I don't go for this half the comp plan. You know, I want you to be paid full bonuses, not half of the bonuses. So that's what the 50 is, half. So we want to do it at 100. So at 100, that says I only need 5 people to achieve that each week. So in a 4-week period, I need 20 people. Well, that's not hard to do. Now, here's the beautiful thing about that. If I only need 20 people, then I can sponsor them and I can teach other people to sponsor. So where do I put my activities? In all sponsoring? Or do I balance that and teach other people to sponsor? So keep that in mind. Now let's go to the next 2-star. And we're going to set a date to achieve that, okay? And, that date could be a week. It could be 2 weeks. It could be a month. How fast you go and how slow you go is up to you. I always tell people to accelerate this, that you want to get a concentrated effort. This is what all the coaches teach. This is the people that I've mentored. They're in the 7-digit incomes, always have done the same thing, at a concentrated effort here. All right, 2 stars, 3,000 points a week. Well, that's 30 people. Now, that's not 30 people you enrolled. That's 30 people your team enrolled. You see at the bottom here, it says at least 2 personally enrolled members, 1 star. So you need 2 of those, okay? You need 3 personally enrolled 1 stars. So you need 2 other people to help you with that. So if you've got 2 stars right there, that's 1,000 points of it, right? So now you got 2,000 more points to do. So how many is that? Well, I got 2,000 points. That means I have to either help somebody else become a star, or I got to go out and personally enroll. So again, you do the 2 activities. What do? You recruit and you mentor. Those are the 2 activities you're going to focus on. That's why this plan is so easy. When you figure that out, I only have to do 2 activities. I got to sponsor people and I got to help them sponsor. That's all it is. You see? Now that person may go out and sponsor 20, 30 people. Remember I said 2, 3, 4 people to run with? And that takes it off. I got to tell you right now, 5% of your business, when you're going to start out, okay, or I'm going to say, 50% of your business is going to be represented by 2 or 3 people. I'm sorry, it will be. That's exactly what it's all about, okay? All right, so just keep that in mind. Use 100 is your number. How many people do you need? Now let's go look at this for a minute. I'm going to show you something here. Now, I haven't released these yet, but these are programs that I wrote. And I want to show you right here the kind of income that you can make by, and this again, this has got to be tweaked. I'm still working on it. I haven't released it yet. Okay, but it is a phenomenal program that I wrote, because down here you could put in this, where it's light blue here, you could say, hey, I'm going to pick a plan to call 3 new, follow up with 3, and also invite 3. And when you put that in here, what happens is it recomputes all of this up here. How cool is that? So down here are your daily activities. So, hey, listen, I'm going to call 10. I'm going to follow up with 10. I'm going to invite 10. If you get on the 10-10-10 program, that's a pretty fast track. So if I call 10 new people, follow up with 10, and invite 10. Now, when I say call 10 people, that's 10 conversations. I'm going to change that. That's 10 live conversations, okay? I want to make sure you understand that. I'm going to change that terminology here before I release this. But here's what will happen. If you personally enroll 4 people and start helping them, you're going to end up making about a $440 a month income. Now, this happened to me my first week. So it's just right on my experiences so far. Now, let's look at 2-star. Well, I'm going to sponsor 8 people, right? And now this is on the 10-10-10. This is your activity. Should be sponsoring 1 a week with this activity. That's about what the ratios are in the industry. That's 8 personal. I got 2 personal stars with me, and I'm pulling out my, my 3,000 a week here. That's my 112,000 points. Now, here's the crazy thing in our business. The way I teach leg placement strategy, I don't want to get so detailed and technical with you, but you're only going to build 1 leg when you follow my system, because you have to contribute 4 people, 4 members. I don't care if they're customers or if they're builders or all wholesale, they're members in our system. You only have to contribute 4 to the shared leg. So really, when you figure this out and we get the momentum going, you only have to build 1 leg in my system, okay? Which is really cool. You can work on your pay leg. All right. So just remember how I work this. I figured this out. It took me years to figure it out, but I've got it figured out how you'll never get stuck on the inside of an inside leg when you join, when you join GNA, which is Global Networks Association, because I figured out how to do this. Okay. All right. So that means you're going to set these ranks and you're going to climb up the ladder. You want to get to 3-star? You need to sponsor 12 personals, right? This again, this is on the, the 3 activities. I said there's only going to be 3. Here's what they are. You're going to have 3 conversations, 5 conversations, 10 conversations. Right now we're using this roadmap on the 10 conversations, 10 follow-ups, and inviting 10 people a day. Okay, it's very easy to do. Those are the only 3 things you have to focus on. Now, as you climb the ladder, you got 3-star, then you're going to have $4,500 a month. Then as you go 4-star, you're making 11,000, 5-star 21, then 42,000 a month. So how much money do you need to make? And when you're setting your goals, it's very, very important. How many people do you need to personally enroll? I laid it out for you. Is that cool? That's it, my friends, right there. Okay. And how many stars do I need to develop? So what are the 2 major activities? I'm going to recruit and I'm going to mentor. Keep that in mind. Not complicated, is it? All right. So now you have a roadmap of success. Now, when we start talking about daily activities, you're going to build your plan up. And here's another one. And again, you're going to be submitting this for the inner circle. So I'm showing it to you now. You see how many warm calls did you make, cold calls did you make, coffee shops? You know, here's what your activities are. How many connections you make on social media? This breaks it down. How many people did you follow up and follow through? How many tools did you send out? Okay. How's your team growing? Okay. Did you attend your opportunity calls, your vision calls, your Monday morning mentor? I'm going to revamp this for you. And then we're going to talk about the 3 things here. Okay. How many people did I personally enroll? How many did I help my team enroll? What does it break down to? The 2 activities, recruiting and what? Mentoring. It's that simple. Okay. And then here's my volume goal. So those are the goals that we're going to be focused on each week. What we call, here's your business growth here. So here's your personal and business growth. Here's your activities up here, all the activities that you can decide to do. All right. And then all you have to do is put this, you can set your goals, weekly goals right here. And then you just plug this in each week, your activities, and it's going to compute points. And we're going to rank points. We're going to call them a champion, an Olympian, a superstar, and a rock star. Okay, so you guys are going to show up with these numbers. And as we get going, you're going to be down here, of course. And as you get going, you're going to be up to Olympian. And then all of a sudden, we're going to break some superstars. And then we're going to break some rock stars. How much fun is this? Okay, so we'll get this thing going in our inner circle. All right, so I'm going to stop the screen share. I don't want to get any further with this. I just want to show you what we're going to do to get this ball rolling here in the inner circle and how helpful it's going to be. Okay, so let me stop the screen share. And then I'll come right back up here. Okay, stop the screen share. Okay, here's Coach Gary. Folks, we all need help. We can't do this alone and by ourselves. It just doesn't work. Okay, you got to build it with a team. So this inner circle is very, very important to you, not me. I'm willing to put the time and invest the time, but you got to decide whether you want to do it or not. So I'm going to take emails, okay, this on an inner circle basis. Again, right now, this inner circle is not anything you pay for. It's just simply coming together and being accountable to one another and setting your goals and doing your activities every single week. Okay, and this, I promise you, if you do this and you build your teams and you teach them to do this, you're going to have massive, explosive growth. You're going to get a snowball rolling down that hill so big it'll knock over trees. So I'm talking to you from my heart. I've done this before. I've built several companies. This is what you need to do. This is a fun thing. It's a fun environment. So if you want to start it off and be in the inner circle, you're going to have to email me and ask me. I'm not going to go out there and beg you, force you, push you. I don't want those people. I want those people that really want to do this, are really serious about doing this. I want you to get on my inner circle coaching, not coaching, my inner circle accountability. Okay, let me rephrase that. All right, and we're going to do it online. Okay, and as we get the group going and get the team going, you know, I promise you, I will come to your town, to your country, and I will teach you this. I will make the effort. If you get a team going, you get 50 people in a meeting there. I don't care where I don't India, Africa, where I'll be there. Okay, Australia, I don't care. I'll be there for you. I'll get a team. We'll get a local team going. I'll come to your home. I'll do some mentorship classes right here in my home. You know, which my wife hates that, but that's okay. She'll do it. You know, but we'll absolutely take time out to do this what I call this inter circle. Okay, people. So, all right. So this is Coach Gary signing off. Look, go share this with somebody. Pay it forward. Go when this goes on to YouTube. You know, go brand it under your name. I don't care about my name. Go brand it under your name and start sending this kind of coaching and teaching out there. I promise you, there's nobody in this industry teaching it like this. I promise you it's not happening. Okay, not to this detail. All right, the nuts and bolts of it. So get it out there. Post it on everything you can, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm going to, if you don't know how to do it, as I develop these courses, to be honest with you, I'm going to put all the link shares underneath. You just click a button, boom, 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 and I'll show you how to get that out there. Okay, but get it out there anyway, and then start inviting people to Monday Morning Mentor, and your team, your business will grow. If you're not doing it, you're missing a great opportunity here. You're great miss opportunity. So hey, let's do this intercircle. Start sending the emails in the next couple of weeks. We're going to get this thing going, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing this. Coach Gary signing off. Have a wonderful week. God bless you all. Thank you for taking the time with the old coach here. Okay, bye-bye now.